Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and today it's a little bit of a mishmash. We've got some, we'll call it a little bit of a show and tell and a little bit of a sniffing samples thing. So I'm just going to do it. And I think we'll start with, let's start with one that Rich Mitch sent me. I was very excited to receive a sample of the new Indemodables. Indemodables? I think it's Indemodables. It's the new one, and I've forgotten the name of it, but it's an orange blossom scent. So I'll put the name on the screen. Brand new, and Rich sent this to me. And I do like some of the Indemodables. Is it Les Indemodables? I do like some of their fragrances. I haven't tried them all, and there's some that are okay. And this is Iris Pearl. I really enjoy it, although I'm not sure on the performance of it. But I really like it as a freshie. I found it very citrusy with then a really lovely iris note in it. This I can't even. I'm sorry. I just sprayed it. Literally just sprayed it on the paper, and it's doing my night in. I'm so sorry. For those of you who are big fans of this house, this is the epitome of everything I don't like. There is a very nice orange blossom note in there, but unfortunately I don't know what the aroma chemicals that they're using in here are specifically, but they're worse, in my opinion, worse than ambroxan even. There's something, I don't know if they've got some Amber Max, Amber Extreme, something like that. It's those really intense, woody, pervasive aroma chemicals. I suspect this room is going to stink of this now for the whole night, maybe even tomorrow. I mean, it's those nuclear aroma chemicals that I'm certain this fragrance will have a crazy longevity and amazing projection. But I just don't like the way these aroma chemicals take over. Probably there's some really nice materials in here. I know that Les Indemodables do use really great materials, but there's at least one, if not several, aroma chemicals in here that absolutely ruin it for me. So thank you, Rich Mitch, for sending me the sample, but I hate it. Sorry, hate is a strong word, but I've just got to be real. And yeah, I actually did put this on my skin when it first arrived. What a mistake that was. Yeah, and even like scrubbing it, you can't get rid of it. It's so not for me. It's ridiculous. So if anyone wants it, let me know if you're in the UK. So let's go into a show and tell mode. A very kind person on one of the Facebook groups, I put a little call out asking for a sample of Crugardinia from Guerlain, the L'Art et la Matière line. Crugardinia, I may have smelled it in shops just like from the lid before, but I really wanted to have a sample so I could properly test it, because whenever I'm in London, or any big city, I smell so much that I don't really know what I smelled in the end. And the only way to really experience a fragrance, of course, is to have at least a sample. So I put a little call out asking for a 5ml sample, and a very kind person said they were selling what was left in their bottle for a very reasonable price. And I jumped at the chance because I love these bottles anyway. This is the older bottle, and it's so nice to be able to use a bottle to test a fragrance instead of from a small spray. And of course it will stay nice and fresh in here, whereas when people send you decants, they can go wrong quite quickly. Specifically plastic, but sometimes even glass decants just can go nasty quite quickly. So amazing to have this. And it wasn't what I expected, but then a lot of people, once I knew this was coming, a lot of people on YouTube, so I went and looked at the reviews, they did say that it's more like a body lotion type scent, or a shower gel, or don't really know. That a lot of people said it wasn't what they expected. And I have to agree. I mean, it is really nice, clean, musky scent. It smells a little bit green. So I know my friend Valentina said she found it smelled a bit like lily-like, and I totally get that. It's kind of a fresh, slightly green, slightly watery white floral. It is not heady, doesn't smell particularly exotic or sweet. So if that's what you like, if you like your white florals to be quite rich, exotic, or like in a beachy kind of fragrance, like in Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford, for example, it is nothing like that. However, it is very nice if you like a clean, creamy, musky, body lotion, body powder type scent with this sort of fresh green floral in there. The closest thing I could describe it as being like is Pertetra from Lancome. Not the rosiness, but the sort of like iris powdery musky side of it. Or even number one, the red sort of body spray perfume from Chanel. We're talking that kind of ballpark. Clean, fresh, not that sweet, musky, powdery. Very nice. Glad I have this, but I wouldn't buy any more now. I'm happy to have this. I might wear it on occasion when I feel like being, you know, just well put together. But that's it. It doesn't really excite me very much. So that's Crugardinia from the L'Art et la Matière line from Guerlain. And then we're going to do some sniffing samples, and then I've got one more show and tell thing for you. So Lizzie Bean sent me some samples ages ago, and I've been meaning to do them in a live stream. It just hasn't happened, so I thought I'd quickly do it now. And we've got, looks like we've got 4 here, and I don't think I smelled any of them. I might have smelt one. Oh yeah, hang on. Yeah, so I smelt one, which is the mystery sample. So she sent me a mystery sample, and so she put a little question mark on it. The mystery sample, and I did guess it. I did guess it because I have actually reviewed this perfume. So it's actually Iris Torrefie from Guerlain. And the thing about this perfume is I love the top. That first spray, that iris, that freshness, just a hint of the sweetness, which is probably the coffee, a touch of vanilla. It's so lovely. But this one, I do get a little bit of some aroma chemicals, very subtly, some aroma chemicals that I don't love. So I really enjoy this opening, but it quickly goes in a direction that I don't love. I don't dislike it, I don't hate it for sure. It's perfectly nice. I probably should give it another wearing. But yeah, it's very smooth. It gets compared to Dior Homme, and I think Dior Homme Intense, and I get that from the opening, but it doesn't stay like that. If it did, I'd like it, but then why not just get a Dior Homme? It's a bit cheaper. So yeah, it's nice, but it doesn't rock my world, which is good. And to be fair, to rock my world in perfumery, you need to be pretty damn amazing at this point, because I have become the most fussy person in the world when it comes to perfume. To make me want to buy a perfume, I mean, I probably have to smell hundreds of things before I find one thing that I want to buy, because I love the perfume collection I have. I'm really happy. My recent acquisitions, my recent Chanel acquisitions, I'm loving and wearing all the time, and therefore I've not worn that much from my own my longer standing collection, and now I've started to try and go back to wearing those and really loving them, and feeling a little overwhelmed with the choice of fragrances because they're all stellar. And I don't have a massive collection. I'd say I'm probably around 50 or 60 perfumes maximum. I have got rid of a lot because I really wanted to have a smaller perfume wardrobe, and that's how I want it to be. I feel overwhelmed with too much. So a sample here is Lyric Woman from Amouage. I have never smelt this, believe it or not. I know it's a classic rose perfume. I smell a Lyric Man, and I think actually the Lyric Man I smelt wasn't really Lyric Man. I think I smelt a clone of Lyric Man. I made my decision that it was too soapy for me, and I assumed that it was a good copy, and I've never gone to explore Lyric Man or Lyric Woman ever since. So here we have the real Amouage Lyric Woman, and I've never smelt it, and I smell it in the air already, and it does smell really nice. Yeah, so it's a rose perfume. I think if you like, based on this very first sniff, if you like Stella, if you like the Stella rose perfume, Stella Absolute and the original Stella, it's sort of ballpark. It's not the same, ballpark. And Cafe Rose from Tom Ford, but this doesn't feel quite as woody. Definitely something sweet in here. I don't know the notes at all. I only know there's rose, but it feels like, wouldn't surprise me if there's a coffee note, if there's a little touch of vanilla. So it's almost like rose is kind of jammy and rich, but still a little fresh, but it's not a hand cream rose. It's not one of those fresh citrusy roses. It's definitely more my style, which I prefer darker roses, more rounder, richer roses. With this, there is a touch of a slight woodiness, but it's very, very subtle, like a cedar wood or something, a light clean wood. I don't know if there's a touch of patchouli. It wouldn't surprise me. It's smelling a tiny bit chocolatey, but it is not too, if it is patchouli, it's subtle, because I don't like a big patchouli myself. So it's almost a little chocolatey, a little coffee-like, but definitely a perfume. It's not a gourmand, it's a rose perfume first and foremost. But it has this backbone of sort of powdery clean woods, and then these touches of almost gourmand, but not really. And I do think it's a little soapiness as well. It's really, really nice. I like this, and it is reminding me of the thing it's reminding me of the most is Tom Ford's Cafe Rose, and it's not exactly the same, you know, but it's the closest I can get to it. And I like that one a lot, so I'm going to actually give this a proper wear. I really like that. Thanks to Lizzie for sending this my way. I can't believe this is the first time I'm trying Lyric Woman, and it is really, really nice based on those top notes. So I will be giving that a full wear. Next up, Shanghai Lily. Talking of Tom Ford, we've got Shanghai Lily. I have no idea if I've ever tried this before. I just don't know. I certainly don't remember. I think I did have a sample of Champaka Absolute once. But this, wow, it's spicy. So just, oh wow, cinnamon. Really, really spicy. And I'm not even getting close to my face yet. So Shanghai Lily, I wasn't expecting this big dose of cinnamon. Very peppery, very hot, like it's like it's got some chopped up chili in there as well. It's very, very spicy. If you know Nefertum from Teone Reinthal, and I know most of you probably won't, but I had a sample of Nefertum, and that was very heavy on the cinnamon. It's that level of cinnamon spice. Okay, just had to go away for a second, so a few minutes have passed, and that spiciness has really calmed down. I mean, it's still very spicy, don't get me wrong, but I'm now able to find other things in here. I don't know that I would say this is a Lily perfume if I didn't know that it was called Lily. I feel a freshness, so there is a sort of fresh floral. and sweet spiciness, quite dry. So it's like the spices are all powdered, it's very dry. But then behind that dryness is a slightly wet floral. But it's, yeah, I don't really know what I'm getting here. It's kind of, it's exotic because it's spicy, but it's not a typical like spicy amber kind of fragrance. It is very much, it's taken me to hot places, exotic, where, you know, I don't know if I would say Middle East, or Turkey, but it's taken me in, well, it's Shanghai, isn't it? So Shanghai, a bit different, but very much an exotic country where everything is overwhelming and crazy and wild. That's the feeling that I'm getting, and very much a spiciness about it. I like that. It might be too spicy for me, but I still think it's really good. So I will try this one on skin as well. And let's see, I think we might have one more left. We do. What do we have? Coromandel. Okay, so this is Chanel Coromandel. I had a decant of this many years ago, back when I was in my gourmand phase and I was really proper into gourmand. Whereas now I find full-on gourmands too sweet, too photorealistic for me. I don't mind a touch of gourmand, but I like my perfume to smell like perfume. And when I was in my gourmand phase, I heard that there was a white chocolate note in Coromandel. I expected a gourmand. I really thought I was going to get a proper like white chocolate fragrance. And of course, Coromandel is a famously patchouli scent, and patchouli is just not something I like in big doses. But I was so curious to try it again now that my tastes have really matured. And whilst I'm still not a big patchouli lover, I just wanted to try this. I know Lizzie loves this one very much, and I wonder if I feel, even if I don't love it, will I feel a little more warm to it now, because so many years have passed and my taste's so different. But I can smell that patchouli straight away. I've sprayed it. I can smell that patchouli in the air immediately. But it's not too much. I mean, it's very much patchouli scent, with a little nice bit of powderiness in there. I do get more from it. I feel like there's a citrus note in the background. There's definitely more to it than just patchouli. I don't actually know the notes apart from patchouli and Coromandel. But there is a sweet note in there, which I probably couldn't find before because of my need for so much sweetness. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it in an acidic chocolate. So the patchouli itself, of course, patchouli is a little chocolatey. This patchouli is powdery, but I feel like there's an acidic, or maybe there's like a little hint of chocolate and an acidic citrus mixing together. Yeah, definitely something acidic, somewhere along the lines of, I don't know really, lemon and orange together, possibly bergamot. And maybe a powdery iris. I mean, Chanel does use iris in most of their stuff, so it would be an easy guess, but I feel like there might be a touch of iris in there that's adding to the layers of powderiness. It's not too powdery, but it's a bit powdery. It's actually really nice, very, very classy. A cold weather fragrance, I feel like comforting, but definitely has this citrusy element to it, or this acidic element that's mixing in with these richer notes of patchouli and chocolate. And musky, little clean muskiness. It's actually really nice. So what I felt about Coromandel oh, it's too much patchouli for me. It's not sweet enough for me. It's bullshit, because now this is definitely sweet enough for me. This is subtly sweet. So I don't need more sweetness from this. And I don't think the patchouli's that heavy. You have to like, you're gonna have to like patchouli. You're gonna have to be okay with patchouli to enjoy this. And you're gonna want things to be a bit powdery. I don't know if I would call it exactly my style, but it is nice. And so yes, I will probably try this. I might get my boyfriend to wear this one, if he likes it, of course. I'm still trying to figure out his tastes at the moment. He wore Balenciaga Pour Homme the other day, because I had a sample that Rich Mitch sent me, and it smelled really good on him. And I thought he was wearing either opium or église. I really got the sandalwood and the spices, but then over time it did go a little more on the animalic, sort of curacey direction. But he enjoyed that one, and it smelled incensey on him, which was great. I wonder if you'll like this. This is a very classy perfume. It smells really expensive, and I'm so glad that I've had the chance to retry it now that I am more of a grown-up, closer to being a grown-up than I was back then. Yeah, I do get this clean powderiness, almost like a touch of baby powder in the mix as well. Very, very classy in my humble opinion. So I will, oh yeah, I've got one more to show you. It's show and tell time. So I'm so excited. I'm going to show you two things at once. One of them I already had, and I've already shown you on this channel, and then one is brand new. So you can see the difference in colour. So this is two 200ml bottles of Chanel number 22. I know, I've gone mad. The new one is this one because it's so dark compared to that one. So I already had this one. This is a newer batch. I can't remember the date of birth for this one, but the batch code is 8801, I think. So that's a newer one. You can tell because obviously it's lighter. And then I got this one. And this is obviously the same formulation. It's Eau de Parfum, but this is a 2017 batch, and the batch code is 2001. Why have I got two massive bottles of Chanel number 22? You might be asking. Well, I got my mum to smell Chanel number 22 when I was away in France just a few days ago, and she loved it. So my initial plan was to get her a bottle, but I don't want to part with this beautiful darker juice. I don't want to part with them actually. I mean, I've got till October to get her a birthday present. So my precious, I want to keep them. But I'm so excited to receive that today. It's beautiful. It was brand new, unused, just the cellophane opened on the box. But when I sprayed it, I was the first person to spray it, and I got it for a ridiculous bargain price, £117 for the 200ml. And yeah, I'm just, oh, I fucking love it. Sorry for the language. So the slight difference in how they smell will only be due to age, as far as I'm aware. And I have tried them on skin side by side, and the new to me, but the older version, the 2017 version. Let's put some on my skin now. I feel like there's an animalic touch in the opening, and I'm assuming that is from Indoles, from the white floral content. I know there's ylang ylang in here. I don't remember all the notes. But when you first spray it, there's just this little hint of something that's not quite right, which I think is just the age of the perfume. But it very quickly sorts itself out, and then I get a hint of an animalic note, which I would describe as almost slightly meaty, not too much, just subtly meaty. I get it from Teone Reinthal's Nuit, which is another white floral. It's got lotus in it that has a real animalic nature to it because of the indoles from the white flowers, and I think I get a touch of the same in here. I get it right now. Yeah, just a little bit meaty, a little bit like a raw meat. Not as bad as that sounds though. But it's mixing in with the aldehydes, very fizzy, very sharp, and the floral sort of, it's all kind of fizzy and sharp and fresh, but very quickly the animalic side to it does dissipate, and it becomes the, you know, the modern, the more recent one that I've got. So there's not that much in it except for me in the opening. And then as the time goes by, testing them side by side, they're not really much you can tell a difference about. But yeah, I love it. I kind of think I want to hoard number 22s. Just have a number 22 collection, just fill my house up with number 22. Am I obsessed with Chanel number 22? Take a shot every time I say 22. Yes, I am obsessed, I think. It's so crazy because I was never ever going to be that person that likes an aldehydic perfume. And here I am with a classic perfume that originally came out in 1922, a year after Chanel number 5, chock full of aldehydes, and I am just crazy about it. And it's Jacob's fault, by the way, that I really got interested, because I think it was Jacob's reviews. He did an anniversary special, the way he went into the details and how he was saying he could smell the ylang-ylang and the vanilla, and I thought, well, every time I've smelled it from the cap in the shop, all I smell is aldehydes, so all I expect is the whole fragrance to smell of aldehydes. But Jacob says he gets the ylang-ylang and he gets incense and he gets vanilla. Maybe I need to see if I can find those things in there. So that's when I started to really try Chanel number 22. And yeah, they're all there and more, and it's amazing. So I'm in heaven. I could probably bath in this stuff. I almost have enough to bath in, and my poor mum's just gonna have to go without. She won't. But I might buy a really nice decant bottle, and decant are a nice big bottle, print a proper label. She won't care. She's not like me about things like that. She won't care. She just loves the perfume, so I might do that. But anyhow, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my stuff, you want to support the channel, you could always buy me a coffee, and I'll put the link for that in the description below. Apart from that, I appreciate you watching, and hopefully see you in another video. Bye.